Well, hello, my pickles, my snowflakes, my turtles, my no matter what club members, and my Goldilocks. Hmm. I'm so glad you're all here. We're all practicing some sort of food lifestyle, right? We've all got consistency. We're all very happy with our results. When something isn't working, we recognize it, even if it seemed like it would work forever. Suddenly, things just stop working. I guess maybe that's just how it goes for us, right? So, we're willing to be willing, and isn't that the most important thing? I'm firmly convinced the further I get into all of this, but still keeping it as simple as possible, is that the OMAD is what really, really works for me, especially doing Uber and Lyft. It's not like I can, punch out, go take an hour and sit in some cafe people watching. Doesn't work that way. So I'm really glad that I am black coffee adapted and OMAD adapted. And it was great this week because I could do my blood work and, they could say fasting and I could say yes because I had black coffee and the world, wasn't, awful to me because I had to give up the stuff that I was drinking in my, I was drinking my food and my coffee with my fats and all that kind of stuff. And so it was such a huge uh, sacrifice to give up, those things in my coffee just to do my blood work. But so now I can just have my little black cuppa. Do you have your cuppa with you? Doesn't matter what it is. We just like a little something something in the morning, right? This happens to be VitaCup Beauty Blend. No comments. I can see you, hear you back there. So, um, yeah, I like it. It's got some spicy stuff in it. I usually aim for the Vita Cups or the organic coffee, like the Paul Newman, the Bulletproof, the Peak Performance that I get from Amazon. So yes, I went in and had my blood work done. I was the first one there, and I've got my 3 years of results. I'm not sure how that shows up. But in February 2019, my total cholesterol was 455, and on Monday or Tuesday, it was 217. So it came down more than half. And my HDL went from 107 down to 69. And I think the higher that number, the better. I'm not sure. My triglycerides were 110. My LDL estimate was 193, and my ratio was 4.1. So I'm not quite sure. I think she'll be giving me a high five on the cholesterol, though, because, that's how we measure everything in life at a doctor's office, is what your cholesterol is. So at 217, she can barely make a, do you still not want to take a stat? No, I don't. I am happy where I'm at. I take a thyroid medication because, as most of us have learned, if we have thyroid issues, there's only one thing to really, alter that, and it is taking a thyroid medication, which can only help. Although my dose is cut from 75 to 50 in the last few years, but I've been taking them for probably 30 years. So here we are. It's another hot summer day on Cape Cod, humidity, everything else. And I'm doing my Uber and my lifting and loving it. And I've got all my supplies in the front seat, my masks, my cleaning agents, my stack of fresh towels. And life is good. It's fun. I meet really cool people. And, it's still mostly people that need to get to work. It's not so much summer people. Most of the summer people seem to have their own cars. As around noon, it is like summer traffic in the past, whereas the rest of the day, it's quite easy to get from this place on the Cape to the other. So I dart about and I enjoy my day and I meet nice people and we all talk behind the mouth. we all talk behind the mask and we just get used to how that sounds in our ears, right? So I'm just happy to be healthy. I know that I've heard that the virus does not like sugar. The virus does not like people that have more weight on them than they need to. It does not like, it doesn't like ketones. I don't know about all of that. I'm just reporting what I hear, which could be anything because as we all know today, it's, wearing gloves matters, wearing gloves doesn't matter, wearing a mask is the most important thing, socially distance, all that blah, 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 blah. Whatever it is, I protect myself as best I can. I disinfect my car as I'm told to do twice a day. I wear a mask and I air out my car. I vacuum it, all the stuff. And then I get to go in and have my OMAD. And my OMAD today is going to be yummy because I've got that pork chop that was smoked on the grill. Greg did that. And then I finish it off in the air fryer. It's divine. And I've got my Primal barbecue sauce. 31 grams, unsweetened, organic. I love you, Mark Sisson barbecue sauce. And it has 3 total carbs in it. And I am more than willing to spend 3 total carbs on that sauce. And it has quite a kick to it. So if you haven't tried it and you like a kick in your barbecue sauce and you prefer organic and you don't like sugar, that's for you. It's expensive, and so I treat it that way. $7.99 for 8.5 ounces, but it's one of those things that less is more because, just a little bit on a piece of pork and I am in heaven. So, I'm just going along. Every now and then there's a nice new product to try to have. I pretty much, if you see my OMAD for the day, it's like, God, does she ever get sick of squash? Does she ever get sick of asparagus? I guess not. I lost a few pounds in my last weigh-in at the beginning of this month. So I was delighted, and I'm not trying to do anything different. I've just added back the veg. And as most of you see from my plate, it's an abundant meal. I don't feel stuffed. I don't push away and go, oh my God, I feel like a beached whale. No, I feel like I've fueled up. It says full on the gauge, on the gas gauge, and I'm good for another 23, 24 hours. I think that, as I said, the OMAD is a very important thing, and I think switching to black coffee as my bridge, as Dr. Cyrus would say, has made a huge difference. So I'm not adding anything to my body in the 23, 24 hours until my next OMAD. And for me, this little plan just works. Getting used to the black coffee was, to me, a major thing, kind of like getting used to the OMAD, a major thing. If you can't, and if you don't give a hoot, don't. But if you wanted to know what worked for me, that's what worked for me. I'm very close to 70 at this point, days away. And so it's just kind of cool because I've never felt so good, so healthy, so well and content with life as I do now. So it's just a nice thing. I keep it very, very simple. I maintain, I love listening to Phil Escott. It's Escott, not Epcot. Escott from England, and he's not he's not just about the food. I think he's carnivore now. He's not just about the food, but he's about all the other surrounding stuff. Like, he talks about woo-woo stuff all the time, and sometimes, like when you see certain people wearing the glasses that are either yellow lensed or red, to let in, let out, not let stuff get into them, that sort of thing. For me, it's maintaining the same schedule. I know Greg and I are totally crazy. Thank God we're together. Our birthdays are the same day. And so, we go to bed early. very early, between 6 and 7 at night, get up between 3 and 4 in the morning. We have our OMAD between 2 and 3 in the afternoon, and it all just works. He can get in an 8-hour workday just by maintaining that schedule, and we still have a lovely afternoon watching a bunch of stuff. And enjoying our OMAD and not going to bed 2 seconds after eating. So it all just kind of works out. It's kind of a very laid back, we weren't restaurant people before, so we haven't been, we haven't sacrificed those sort of things. I make a good meal at home every day. We buy the best ingredient sort of things. I get the organic because I can at this moment. We get the good coffee. We get the good meats. And it just works. Love the veg. Again, so happy for them. I don't know if they had anything to do with going from 455 total cholesterol down to 217, but whatever it is, it worked. And I'm totally happy with it. I know a lot of you practice different lifestyles. Whatever you do that works for you is totally welcome here. Some people keto-fy things and they have the breads and the desserts and the, pastas or whatever it is that's like kind of keto-fied from the standard American diet. And it works for them and they aren't triggered and they still lose weight and they're happy. I say good for you, find, a cookbook, a person that practices those sort of things. I know Maria and Craig Emmerich are leaders in the field of how to cook, either keto or carnivore, and still have delicious tasting, foods that are good for you. It's just great. I just like the simplest ingredients cooked the simplest way. Butter is my friend, always will be. In the, in the saute pan, that sort of stuff. Sometimes adding butter to a piece of meat works for me. I haven't done that in a while, but I know that I have. When I make a pot roast, I do the slices in the pot roast and then kind of smear butter on top of it and cook it in either my Martha Stewart cast iron crock or the the familiar crock pot. But I plan out my meals. That's another place where it works for me. I plan out my meals kind of a week in advance, so when I go shopping, I know what I'm having. I know that we're having the Pizza Pizza soon. I did buy the ingredients for that. Haven't had that for a few months. Kind of got tired of it. It's like having steak every day. I kind of got tired of that. And so just planning it. I'm into the squashes now. So when I see organic squashes at Market Basket, don't you know, they go into my cart. So I've got spaghetti squash, butternut squash, acorn squash. So those will be coming up. I liked making my little cubed center pork chop pieces with summer squash, the acorn squash cooked and then sprinkled with cinnamon, and then I put those things in it with butter. It's my main dish, along with probably asparagus, something like that, and it works. I'm happy. I like things that take a while to eat. Friday's my toughest because I have an Applegate hot dog and the burger from the butcher in the cheeseburger that Greg cooks on the Weber gas grill. And it's gone so fast that I really have to, okay, I know the full button, you've had enough, you're satiated, will come. But usually while eating something like a squash, things that take, the cucumber, having the bites of everything, by the time I'm done eating, chewing, swallowing, my stomach has said, yes, that's just where I wanted to be. Thank you. Yes, I'm a crazy person. So what? It's what happens here. So I'm so glad you're here. I couldn't do this without you. I hope you're as delighted with your foods as I am with mine and get excited thinking about, oh my goodness, I'm having an organic cucumber again. Simple pleasures. I will see you here the next time. Thanks so much for being here. My name is Sarah, and this has been Pearls of Wisdom in Food with Keto. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye for now.